you ready to talk about this?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
Welcome back to Boundaries Banter. We are your hosts, Taryn and Michela.
And today's episode is about bullying and how easy it is to bully people behind a computer screen.
Social media has made it so easy to just have an opinion, which, don't get us wrong, having an opinion is okay. Having an opinion is great. Disagreeing that's up to you. But it crosses the line when it becomes mean and the intent is to harm someone.
We started this podcast to have honest, nuanced, sometimes uncomfortable, but necessary conversations about things that everybody deals with and everybody, has to face at some point in their life. But unfortunately, while the support was amazing, unfortunately, it was also met with a lot of hate, anonymous comments from people we don't know.
People felt entitled to judge us, assign motives, attack our character, and it's people that we've never met.
Total strangers.
Who have never met us.
Yeah.
And who just think that because we made a podcast and now it's public that they are now entitled to speak on it.
To say what they want about who you and I are, what our marriages are.
Our personal lives.
They're
not in our living room.
They're not.
They're not in our lives.
Forget living room. They're not in our anything. I mean, these people are just random people on the internet.
Yeah.
So randoms.
So obviously we are fully aware that a podcast opens up a platform for controversy. I mean, we knew that going into this, right?
Right.
But I don't think we expected so much nastiness and evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because you see it, and we'll get into this later, so I don't want to talk too much about it right now, but it's crazy because you see it with, under go to any celebrity, whatever, Instagram post, and you'll see all these crazy comments, and you think, what a crazy person. And then when we posted our first episode, and no one knows who we are, and obviously it was just our launching, which, by the way, we got over 5,000 views on YouTube. And
thank you for all the support. Yeah.
But we didn't expect to get things like that because I don't know.
There is literally not even the word.
I don't have the word. I mean, people are just
really mean.
People are out of their minds.
I do have to say, in a way, thank you for all those horrible comments, because I just had a baby 7 months ago, and it's hard second time to lose a baby weight, but those nasty comments got that baby weight off. It caused a lot of anxiety, and here we are. Skinny again.
Yes. And, it's one thing, like you said, we knew, right? You're open to the public. You're putting something on a public platform. People are going to say what they feel or whatever. But it's crazy. When did criticism become bullying?
It's like a personal attack.
It's a personal attack. It's not, I disagree with this, or I don't like this, or
I wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have done it, or I don't understand it, or, I think that this is not nice, or whatever it is, even though, crazy interpretation of things. It's people are, you're stupid. Go get a job.
Yeah. Change a diaper. Divorces are coming.
And we'll read some of those comments.
We'll get into them. But really, it's not okay.
Yeah. And
bullying is not okay.
Bullying's not okay. And it's a serious episode. And so while we meet some of these things with humor, because some of these comments were just so ridiculous, there's nothing to do but laugh. There were a lot of comments that really crossed a line, and they weren't funny, and they shouldn't be met with humor. And it's really easy to say things when there's no eye contact and you're hiding behind a screen.
I hate to start this off by laughing because like the amount of tears I shed over this, and I probably will start crying at some point, but I never thought I would discuss this public on our podcast because like truly it has nothing to do with our podcast and what we stand for and what we're talking about. But 4 years ago, my sister died, and it was probably the hardest thing that my family and I have ever been through. And like, we're still not okay. And people that I have zero connection to felt entitled to publicly comment on her death. And that speculation by strangers was just like, it was malicious, and it was, you're great.
Yeah.
It was malicious, and it was just like explicit bullying and like using someone's pain to do that. It's just like, this was someone's child. This was someone's sister. This was someone's friend. And like, it's just, sorry. It's not okay. And honestly, like the details of her death are truly no one's business. She deserves the respect, and like seeing people speculate and gossip about her passing to try and harm us was just not okay. It's like really disgusting, and it's the definition of bullying. And I just want to say that the difference between disagreeing and bullying is the intent, and the intent of these comments was, this comment specifically was to hurt us and was to be cruel and was to be mean.
I really am so sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm so sorry that you and your family and your parents had to actually see comments like that. And we'll get into it, and I'll let you, you've offered to read it. But I mean, how sick and cruel are you to disagree with something? So instead of being able to just disagree, you use someone's trauma that you know nothing about
to weaponize.
You weaponize their trauma to hurt them.
And like, to be clear again, like these are people that don't know me.
Never knew your sister.
Never knew my sister. Like, have zero connection to.
Don't know your parents.
Don't know my parents. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, you have to be a pretty evil human being.
Yeah. And, we want to be clear, like, disagreement is welcome. Like, you don't like what someone's doing, like, sure, you can disagree with it, but bullying is not okay. And it's just such a worldwide, like, epidemic now, like the CDC and stopbullying.gov like came out and said like, this is actually a public health issue, like the bullying that's going on.
Oh yeah. I mean, it isn't a joke, and we'll get into the statistics later, but I mean, this is why we want to treat this episode with a lot of sensitivity. Again, we make light of a lot of things that were said because they are so nonsensical and crazy, but bullying in general is not, and it is not a funny subject. It's not something that should be made into humor, I mean, obviously everyone processes things differently, but
it's not just kids being kids, because like obviously we're going to get into how, what happens in high school and in middle school and elementary school, but it's not just kids being kids. It's not just drama. It's not just something that you'll move past. Like, it actually causes kids to have a fear of going to school. It's humiliation. Like, it's just not okay. Yeah. And it's such a problem. And, you see it like, do you know what a mob mentality is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we explain that so that our viewers, have a little bit of an understanding of what it is too?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that groupthink.
So I think a mob mentality really relates to bullying, because it's when people stop thinking for themselves and like just kind of go off of what, like, oh, all these comments, like there's like so many nasty comments, I'm just going to pile on. Like, this makes it so easy. And it, like, that really relates to bullying in my eyes. Like, you see it in schools, for example, like there's one kid being bullied and like people are so scared that they're going to be the one that's going to be picked on next. They're just like, oh, we'll just pile on and bully this kid too.
Yeah.
And that's what happens on social media, on the internet, on YouTube, whatever it is. Like, people, it gives them the confidence to also comment mean things. They don't think for themselves. Instead of saying, you know what, this isn't right, or I'm just going to disagree with this, they pile on to these nasty comments, and that's a mob mentality. And it's like, to me, it's so obvious that comes out in bullying.
Yeah. And they lose the capacity to think as a rational, independent actor, and they'd rather feel the security of being with the group or the majority.
Correct.
So they go along with it. And what happens is the person who's the victim of all of that, I mean, they're subject to depression, anxiety, all these really, really real, mental health issues.
So we did a lot of research for this episode, and we looked at a lot of statistics. And according to experts, suicide is not directly linked to bullying, but bullying can elevate those risks because you feel so isolated, so hopeless, like just so punched down and hurt by the people around you that it increases like the suicidal thoughts and everything. And, again, like we're not experts on this. We're not therapists. We're just saying how it affected us. But it's a really big problem. And sure, like when kids are young, they don't know. Like your job is to teach your kids. But then you look on the internet, you look at social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is, and all these people commenting all these nasty comments are adults. So like, are they just so sad in their own lives? Like, what is the reason that people are so nasty?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I'm just looking right now in the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League in 2023 released a study. And in that study, I think they said over 52% of adults have experienced online harassment or online bullying. So it's not limited to kids. If anything, I don't know who's learning from who, but
it's definitely not limited to kids.
And it's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And how we kind of grew up, and I mean, I don't think that you and I were in these types of environments, but the classic environment where you had your jocks and you had your nerds and you had your this and you had your that, and they would tease each other at school. And now, you see kind of maybe like the schools in that kind of sense, that dynamic has changed with more progressive thinking, but they just do it online instead.
Yeah, because you're behind a camera. Right. So now there's like, the thing is with all these comments, even think about the comments that people said to us, and we'll go through a few so that our viewers understand. But like, would these people have said this to our face?
No.
Like if they had, would they want someone saying that to their kid? Like maybe we should go through one or two of them.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea of bullying versus a disagreement. So someone commented, divorce is incoming. Like, who are you to speak on our marriages?
If I were your husband's, I'd be filing for divorce.
Yeah, like people said like nasty things like that. Someone said like, go get a real job. Like you're an attorney.
Well, no, let's read that one.
Okay,
that one was a good one.
That one was a great one. We love that one. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for that.
Hold on, I want to read this one. Did you two over-therapized geniuses forget to unpack this episode with your holy therapists? Or are your meds on back order? Because this episode crossed every boundary you claim to stand for. Sad and shameful, bad and boring, disgusting and delusional. Can't wait for the next episode.
Okay, so
thank you.
Let's just thank you. Yeah, the next episode's coming soon.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
It's okay to disagree. Like we've said a million times since we've started this episode. It's okay to disagree. But saying bad and boring, disgusting and delusional, like
relax.
Why? We don't even know who this person is. I've never met this human in my life.
Yes. First Lady, T2Q3Y. Let's see what First Lady has to say. Wild. Stop projecting your own traumatic childhoods. Didn't know you knew me as a child. Interesting. Get real jobs. I'm a lawyer. Raise your kids. She's raising them. Change a diaper.
I change a lot of diapers. I have 2 kids.
Life is short. Be better. That's why we're doing the podcast. We're being better. So anyway, I go ahead and read what you need to read.
There is I'm just reading the one part that relates to my sister. Again, if you are interested in the comment, go to YouTube and read it. There is a clear pattern here of a group that believes its own narrative, drawing in people who are seeking belonging or certainty without encouraging independent thinking or genuine criticism. That may feel like a strength to you, but in reality, it's a weakness. With my condolences, I'm sorry to mention, but someone in your family proved that by committing suicide. Okay, I know for a fact that this person is most likely not a pathologist. So they don't know how my sister died. Again, she did not die from committing suicide. And again, it is not his business or anyone else's business. And I have to add to this, like rereading this again, this comment was clearly someone writing into ChatGPT, help me make a comment. And I don't think that people are really understanding what they're writing. Do you?
So what this is saying is basically whatever your parents did, whatever their narrative is, or whatever this person's saying, that is actually a weak narrative and causes weakness is what caused your sister to commit suicide.
Which, for the record, she didn't.
But by the way, she did not. Okay. But for anybody, God, forbid, for people that have committed suicide, or for anybody who's lost a child, imagine someone, a stranger, commenting that it was their parents' fault.
I mean, like, to me,
are you sick?
I think like
you have to actually be
like mentally
like sick in the head,
really sick in the head, because it's just like, you really, like, for someone to make a comment like this, you really don't understand like right versus wrong, like what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. You're a bad person.
You're a bad person.
You're a bad
evil,
person.
bad person.
Yeah.
Because no good person in their right mind would ever comment something or even think something like that. Like, God, I could never even imagine having that thought.
Like, the thing
what
is,
an evil heart.
I know. And like, they could have easily commented saying, I really don't agree with this podcast.
No, instead they commented your sister committed suicide because of your parents, basically. Yeah. Can you imagine?
It's just
that is, by the way, that exactly what that comment meant. There's no other interpretation of it.
Yeah, for those of you that
are confused. Anyway, let's
get into why people comment so viciously. And I think something that I've had to realize, because these comments really affected me more so than they affected you, because I think it's also like a difference in personality, is like, I've had to realize these comments aren't about me or you. It's about them and their own need to feel powerful or relevant, or like, they're taking a stance for something which really isn't their business.
Or it's something that they disagree with, but because they're so incapable of communication or, healthy dialogue, it's anything that they disagree with feels like this big personal attack. So they come out biting, obviously behind a computer screen.
Yeah.
But they come out biting and growling and whatever, because they just don't have the intellect to be able to comprehend something that they disagree with.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. And I think that, like, you just have to remember, it's a room full of people that don't know you, that this isn't a conversation.
Right.
And it's just someone projecting their own issues.
Yeah. It's someone that's hearing something they don't like. So their reaction is just to be like, you're awful and you're stupid and you're this and you're that, because they can't just sit and have a normal, intelligent conversation about it, which honestly, my sympathies.
Yeah. I feel bad for them too. I hope that they get the help that they need.
Yeah. A lot of people commented that they hope we get the healing that we need.
Yeah. Well, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. Thank you, though. So we want to look at some pop culture and how it relates to this, because obviously, as everyone knows, like, you go on the internet, like, it could be a post about someone in their dress for like the Met Gala, and people will comment the most awful things.
Well, you said something to me. You sent me something about wait, I want to go back to something really quickly before we continue. Yeah. You said that we deal with the comments really differently. Like, it affected you?
No, like, I'm saying you can just tune it out. You didn't even care to look at them. I was like looking at them like a crazy person.
I didn't look at any of them.
Yeah, you didn't look at them.
I didn't care. I still don't care. I'll never care.
Thanks to you and to the help that I got, I no longer care either.
Healed.
I'm healed. So thank you guys.
Also, like honestly, thank God we have such amazing husbands.
Yeah, thank God.
Because
and parents. Our parents are amazing.
Yeah, because our husbands were so supportive and we all just didn't care together.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
If anything, thank you. We got over 5,000 views.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, sorry. So, you sent me something about Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, I sent you something about Kendall Jenner that I saw the other day that and we'll put it up on the screen, but I just want to read the quote. There's a whole side of the internet that thinks I'm a lesbian. What really bothers me is how mean people are about it. Okay, so yes, she's a big celebrity and her life is on display for people, but why do you have to be so mean? What do you care? What do you really care? And
what are people commenting?
I looked at the comments and it's I was just out of curiosity, I looked at that quote that she said. It was on Elite Daily on Instagram. And I looked at the comments and people are really, really nasty. They're like, oh, the straight community can keep you. What do you care? Why do you have to be so mean to her? You don't know her. People are horrible.
That's really crazy. Even if you do think this person who you don't know is a lesbian or whatever,
what is it to you?
Why do you care so much?
And that leads us into our next pop culture topic.
Sorry, could you imagine? I'm so sorry. Could you imagine commenting on anybody's Instagram or anything, but specifically a celebrity who you don't know? But maybe I'm just really, I'm out of it. Okay,
yeah.
I don't know what's going on for the most part. But
anyway, you're also a lawyer. You have a real job.
I have a real job. Haters. Could you imagine commenting on somebody? It's a celebrity's Instagram and be like, "You're a lesbian."
What is wrong with these people?
It's so weird. It's we honestly, it's
really weird. It's sick. Okay, I think it's sick. So then there's the Beckham family drama.
And I researched this for this podcast.
Okay. So obviously everyone knows who David Beckham and Victoria Beckham
Yes.
are.
Spice Girls, soccer.
Yes. They have a son, Brooklyn, who's married to Nicola Peltz. Okay.
And she's I'm going to get this right. She comes from a really philanthropic, wealthy family.
Correct.
Okay. So she doesn't need Beckham wealth.
No, she doesn't. She's not in it for the money.
She's not in it for the money.
From our research.
She loves him. And they seem really, I don't know anything, but they seem happy.
They seem really in love. They're a beautiful couple. They're look great together.
Hot. Yeah.
And look, David and Victoria are they're icons, right?
They're icons.
You're right, yeah.
They're like British royalty.
Exactly. Yeah. But people still feel entitled to.
Well, what's going on is.
No, we don't know.
Well, we don't know. But there's some sort of
speculation.
Rift. There's a rift.
But there's speculation about the wedding or this or
who cares?
No one knows the truth.
No one knows the truth. There's this big rift in the family. The kid isn't talking to the parents. There's no contact.
Lawyers involved or something.
Yeah, whatever.
But people feel entitled to comment on their marriage, their boundaries, their family issues.
People feel so connected to the Beckham family because they've been in the public eye for 20 plus years. Everybody feels what is it called? This parasocial entitlement. Parasocial entitlement.
We're going to get into that too.
Where you feel you've seen these people in the public eye or you've read about them or this
so now
that.
You know them.
You feel entitled to them. You feel entitled to have information about them. You feel entitled to comment on them or about them or whatever it is. And I feel that's the situation where everybody is so quick to villainize this girl who no one knows anything about. And by the way, I don't know who's wrong or we don't know. And it's at the end of the day, what the truth that people don't want to hear is you don't know them. You don't know what's going on. You're a loser for commenting on it.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Weirdo.
Mind your own business.
Mind your own business.
You don't know what happened. God, you could be commenting on something that's so personal. What if they went through some really big thing or some real big hardship? If you want to make a comment, you could say something like, oh, how sad that they're not talking to each other.
Yeah. Oh, that seems sad. That seems like
an opinion.
That seems like a really hard situation. Hope everything's okay. I mean, what has humanity
That's if you feel the need to comment.
Yeah. That we're look at this girl taking this boy away from this empire, amazing family, because that's the narrative that I've seen. That's the only narrative
That's what I've seen too. But like I think what people will argue is, well, they signed up for this. Like they're in the public eye, like they're famous.
And
like,
so, yeah.
And that's actually not true, because being visible, being famous, being a celebrity does not mean that you consent for abuse.
No. I mean, how awful is that? Why do people always say that? That they signed up for this is like my least favorite argument ever. It's really horrible.
Well, being public isn't fair game for cruelty.
Nothing is fair game for cruelty.
And if that was what was normal, that would be really, really sad, wouldn't it?
And it's like, yes, okay, free speech, this, that. You can say whatever you want, but what does it say about you as a human being? Like when you sit with yourself at the end of the day, what does that say about you?
Yeah.
That you've been able to say all of these horrible things about somebody you don't even know.
But I wonder if these people had to say it to someone's face, like would they feel any ounce of guilt?
Maybe, but it would be guilt because they're being told they did something wrong, not because they had the premonition to know that they were doing something wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a little kid. It's like a little kid that their hand's in the cookie jar.
They don't know yet.
If they ate the cookie, would they feel bad about it? Probably not. But if they got caught for the cookie.
So I guess like one of the takeaways is, how do you deal with it? And like, look, we're no experts. We just started our podcast and, you know, we're no experts. We're not, you know, these celebrities like the Kardashians or the Beckhams that like have to deal. Yeah. Or any celebrity that has to deal with this. But I think like from our perspective and like what we plan on doing and what we would advise someone is block, mute, delete, ignore, disengage. Like you don't have to entertain bullying.
No. And I honestly, didn't have a story of the day, but I have a personal story that I'm okay with sharing, which is when I was in high school, I was really bullied. I went to a small school. There were 35 kids in my graduating class, and 4 of my friends, I think 2 of them were like my best friends at the time or something. It was a long time ago because I'm old, but
You're not old.
I know I'm not. I'm in my prime. So, there was a hate group about me, an internet hate group. It was on Facebook, and it was called "We All Hate the Cunt Muffin."
So mean.
It's really mean. And the reason I knew, this is what happened. And I'll never forget because I've blocked out so many things I feel in my childhood, but this I remember. I was walking to lunch and there was a group of girls standing in a circle, like a group of these like 5 girls or 4 girls. And the minute I walked by them and I said hi, their vibe changed. There was a vibe switch. So
you could tell they were just talking about you.
I knew that they were talking about me. And then that night I went on the FB, the Facebook, which was all the rage back in, 2012. And I saw a group that was private, but you could ask to join and you could see the members and you could see the name of the group, but you couldn't see what was written on the group. And so the group members were those group of people in the circle from earlier that day. And the name of the group was We All Hate the Cunt Muffin. I was the cunt muffin. And I knew I was the cunt muffin because of the vibe switch earlier in the day. And I was really devastated. And I had messaged one of the girls saying...
It's really horrible.
It's really horrible. I'd messaged one of the girls saying, what is this? On FB chat. And she was like, oh, it's about somebody else that we all separately knew. Like, girl, we go to a 35 kid.
You knew.
Who else do we know? The only other people we know are each other's parents.
Yeah.
It wasn't somebody's mom. The cunt muffin wasn't somebody's mom. It was me. So I was really sad. I cried a lot that night. But then I was just okay. I don't know how. And a couple days later, that same girl that, told me it was this random person kind of fessed up to it. And she sat with me in the hallway of school and everybody was in classes and she was crying her eyes out to me. And she said, I'm really sorry. Somebody had called her out about it. One of my friends had called her out about it. And I think that he really embarrassed her. So she cried to me about it and she said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Whatever.
She felt bad.
She felt bad, but it wasn't she felt bad because she felt bad about what she did. It was she felt bad because somebody.
Now there were consequences.
Yeah. And I was just like, stop crying. Like I literally said to her, wipe your tears. You don't need to cry about this. Like, we're so cool. I forgive you. It's fine. Don't ever talk to me again. Like, that's it.
I think that it sounds like these people showed you who they were.
Well, that's not the end of the story.
Oh.
So
there's more?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a mean story?
There's more.
Okay.
That group was deleted, or so I thought. 3 months later, someone called me, one of my best friends to this day, and she said, that group that was deleted 3 months about you was just remade like the day after. It was called something else, something a little bit more innocuous. No C word in the title. No muffin. And it's been going on ever since. So somehow someone did me a favor and
told you about it.
Told me about it, but I actually saw it. I saw the group. I saw everything that was written on the group.
That's really horrible.
It was things like, and keep in mind, I was 16 or 17 at the time. I was a 16, 17-year-old girl, like going through life. And there were comments, pictures of me that I'd posted on Facebook, everything. She's so fat. She's disgusting. She's awful. She's this, she's that. I want to put oil in her makeup so it falls down her face, like really crazy things. Somebody wrote, and I want to be really, really sensitive about this. So like, I want to be clear. This is a jump scare or whatever people have to do in social media to fair warn. Somebody who I was best friends with actually wrote, I want to bring a gun to school and shoot her.
Oh my God.
And I just read it all. And 10 fingers on the Torah, I shut the computer and looked at my friend and said, like, let's go get Yogurtland. And I was okay. And I pray to God so often that happened to me and not somebody else.
Who wasn't as strong as you.
Because I think I was just like kind of prepared from that first incident where I thought it was deleted. Like, oh, look at how cruel people can be. Like, it was enough for me. I got the sadness out of it. And when I saw all of these comments, I guess I just thought, I still feel it so vividly. I just thought, man, you must be a really hurt human being inside and unhealed to do that to someone.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
I'm not. Be so thankful it happened to me and not somebody else who would have actually harmed themselves because of it.
But it shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't have. But it happens, and like, I wish it didn't. But God, I'm so happy that it was me and not somebody else. I can't tell you this enough. I can't tell you this enough. People are so fucking cruel. And I forgive all those girls. Some of them apologized, some didn't. I don't care. I forgive them all. I have no anger towards them. I never did. It's all okay. It's all okay. I forgive them.
But you're okay from it. There's other kids that this would have happened to, and they wouldn't be okay.
Exactly. And that is what killed me so much about it. Because I just thought, God, do you even know what you're doing? Do you know how much harm you could cause somebody? And so that's our takeaway here. That's what I want our viewers to have their takeaway, kids that are watching this, adults that are watching this. Your words matter. You could cause serious harm to somebody. It's not a fucking joke. It's not a joke. It's very serious. And not everybody's going to be able to emotionally detach from it and, be like, oh, this just doesn't matter because these people are so unhealed. People are going to get hurt. And for all of the people that are experiencing bullying or anything, going on or being attacked.
Surround yourself with light. Don't let bullies stop you from pursuing your dreams, from doing what makes you happy, from making fun of you for liking a certain hobby or whatever it may be.
Succeed in spite of all of them.
And you be you.
We're not going to do Would You Rathers
We're
today.
not going to do Would You Rathers. And usually we end our episodes with a Would You Rather to make it light and funny. And, that's just our signature. That's just us. But this episode is not light. It's not funny. And we want to make sure that our message really gets to everyone that bullying is not okay.
Yeah. And for anybody that wants to send in their stories to boundariesandbanter@gmail.com, please do so.
We welcome them.
We welcome them. And, obviously we spoke about hate comments that we got. We also got a lot of support. We got a lot of people reaching out to us saying that our podcast gave them hope, that, they sought advice from us. They felt a lot of clarity from it. And so that's why we're going to keep going. And we're so proud of what we're doing.
And we thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Till next week.
Bye.